Hi, Gemini, or anyone watching for Gemini. This is a reading that takes a look at whatever the cards feel like they want to talk about. Your love reading for December is up on your channel, so I'll link that after the video as well as in the description box below because you guys do have your own channel now, so make sure you subscribe to that as well. This reading should resonate whenever you find it. All right, so Gemini, hey, this is good. This is some good energy. We've got you. Well, you faced some blockages in your life lately, right? It feels like as far as taking action, things perhaps are not coming into fruition the way that you wanted, but you're also seeing prosperity, okay? So if for some reason you are not in the realm of this 8, 9, 7 pentacles here, just give it a little bit of time because I'm seeing before that happens, there's some frustration around a decision that you made. There was something that it feels like you kind of chose to not pursue. And because of that, it looks like you're looking at your life and thinking like, oh, why did I do that to myself? I should have taken this opportunity. But what I want you to know is that there was a reason why you didn't do that thing, right? Whether it was the chance to reconcile with someone, whether it was a job, you were viewing it as a situation that would have just made your life more difficult, or it would have contributed to something that you feel like isn't resonating with you anymore, or it needs to be over, right? So I do see that you made a choice, but now it kind of feels like you're beating yourself up over the choice that you made. I think that you will find prosperity in not going after whatever that was, but it just might be taking a little bit longer than you would like. What I do like about this, though, is that what comes next is solid and it's tangible, and it doesn't require you to have to do as much as you would have had to do with whatever this situation is, right? So if this was like the opportunity to work at a specific place, it's very possible that you would have been burnt out. It would have felt like it was a no-win situation. There could have been some competition and toxicity there. And I feel like intuitively, that's why you turned that down. If this was an opportunity to reconcile with someone that you've dealt with in the past, you were viewing it as, maybe this is my soulmate, but it's time for me to do something else because I've had so much disappointment with this situation, right? And then after you made that choice, there's kind of that interim of you feeling like you maybe made a poor decision, right? But I do see the turnaround here, and you've actually put something in the works that's creating a lot of stability for you with a lot less work and a lot less headache. So just stay the course, right? Whatever you've decided for yourself, you might be kind of kicking yourself right now because it feels like things aren't panning out. I feel like part of that has to do with you having those regrets. And so energetically, that's kind of holding up the show. But also, whatever this is actually really stable. And so it could just be taking a little bit more time to manifest into your life. Okay. So Ace of Wands in a reverse for where you're at. I feel like you're having a lot of doubts about the choice that you made, right? Wondering if it was the best thing for you. But with what I'm seeing for your obstacle, there's a sense of you having to perhaps protect yourself, or you feel protective over yourself. And so you were trying to make the best decision in that moment. With Four of Pentacles as your obstacle, it's very possible that you're holding on to kind of a lack mentality or a lack mindset, right? It's almost like you stepped out on faith and you told yourself like, no, I can do better or I deserve better. And so you went with it. But then very quickly, it's like that kind of fear mind kicked in of like, what if that was my only chance? What if that was the best option? I don't have anything to show for where I'm at now. I could have prospered there. What was I thinking, right? But I feel like the caution here is looking at the past, right? Looking at what you've already seen and feeling like that was kind of the best you could do at times, and not looking forward and thinking about all of the things that you've never experienced that perhaps you've opened yourself up to in making this decision, right? And that's normal because that's kind of our animalistic instinct, right? To kind of go back to what we know or to go back to what feels safe, even if it hasn't been prosperous. It's that energy of like, well, it's bad, but it could be worse. And if I go do something else, what if it gets worse? Well, things are actually taking a turn to get a lot better. But I feel like for you, you're kind of holding on to this lack mentality of like, if I got rid of the one for sure thing, because at the time it wasn't resonating with me, what's left, right? I would ask you to please stop asking that, because it feels like that's kind of blocking your flow. That like anxiety that I'm picking up on. And I feel like right now, this is happening because you were really not satisfied with that choice. You get what I'm saying? Like you weren't happy at thinking about what all that option would have entailed for you, what it would have required you to do. You were in a space of really wanting something that was a perfect match for you, or that you were excited about or in love with, rather than feeling like it was a bunch of work with no reward, right? And when you made that choice, you chose yourself over whatever that was. So the universe will respond to that. But at the moment, you're experiencing a lot of doubt. Yeah. Okay. So in the past, I feel like you have had opportunities to go back to whatever this was. So for some of you, perhaps you're like an entrepreneur and you start to kind of see some success in your business, but it's not growing as fast as you want. So you go take a job because that's the safe bet, but then you don't have time to work on your company, right? Or you have a tendency to go back to this specific partner because that's what's safe and you know what to expect, and you're feeling lonely and you haven't met anyone new yet. So it's like, oh, okay, well, this just must be where I'm supposed to be. What I like about this is that you took a chance and you did something completely different than what you usually do, which congratulations, because that's not easy, but it's very scary, especially when you don't know what's going to happen next, right? Now, what I really like about your spread is for you, you're ready for some prosperity in your life. And because you've been moving in a different way, even if it feels as though perhaps you shut down opportunities, I'm saying opportunities because we all know they really weren't, right? It was an opportunity to keep doing the same thing over and over, whether it was a relationship or a job situation or a family situation, it does not matter. But because you wanted something different for yourself, you stepped out on faith. And even if it's not materializing as quickly as you like, especially with this Ace of Wands in the reverse, you need to understand that the universe is going to match that vibration, because what they're doing is bringing in the Queen of Pentacles for you. So the relationship that you desire, because you didn't settle for whatever this person was bringing. And it doesn't mean that it won't necessarily come from this person, right? Because I'm seeing in the love sector, you're kind of showing up different. So people are treating you different, right? It seems like this old person is actually being quite standoffish, but that's because they don't know how to read you anymore. They're either going to have to get on your level or they're going to have to watch you do something else. And I feel as though that person is very aware of that. It's for those of you who are interested in love. But because you're showing up different, the relationship you want is going to manifest. The job opportunity or the new business or the growing business, that's going to manifest into your life, because you're not settling for less. You're not allowing whoever this person is that seems to be like always kind of giving you the least. You're not settling for that. You're not allowing them to do that to you anymore. So everything's going to have to elevate to match your vibration. And I really like that for you. The hard part is that you're just experiencing some doubts because it hasn't happened yet. You know, I see it coming, but I see that you're getting to like maybe the end of your finances and you're like, okay, I really need this business to pop. Or you're starting to feel kind of lonely and you're like, wow, nobody is matching me on my dating app, or it feels like things are dry. Like I must have made the wrong decision. The universe is advising you to stay the course. Try not to get into the habit of looking at what could have been had you made the other choice, because you're still kind of 1 foot in, 1 foot out, even though it seems like you've severed ties or you've let opportunities go. emotionally, you're still replaying things and second guessing things. And so vibrationally, that's keeping you from really being able to step into that full energy because you're still ruminating over whether you made the right decision. Should you go back and try to fix it? Should you say, just kidding, I do want that job, right? If you can completely release these four pentacles, right? You have this blessing of becoming a queen of pentacles, which she generates her own pentacles. She doesn't need someone to give them to her or lend them to her. She has a whole garden of them, right? She's able to just keep like printing money. You get what I'm saying? Or she's able to have that sustainable relationship versus you just kind of hoping somebody replies to your text messages. You get what I mean? So if you can step all the way out on faith, right? Because I see that you kind of have that knee-jerk reaction of, this is crap. I'm ready for something new. Stop giving me these horrible offers. I don't want it. I want what I want. You did that. But now you're sitting in a space of, oh my gosh, what if what I want isn't really going to happen? And what was I thinking? And that is not putting you in alignment with this new opportunity, okay? Yeah. So, wow, the world for your environment. That's exactly what I was saying. You may be fearful because you turned down a specific person and now it feels like they're not pursuing you at all. You could be fearful because you turned down a job offer and you were hoping that they would come back to you with something better and you never heard back, right? Or that you would find something better and it didn't happen. But that's because the energy is now starting to dissipate, like all of the kind of breadcrumby, you're not that great, you will give you second best. That's dissipating, right? The only one who is still holding on to that vibration is you. So you could be fearful because now it feels like there's no opportunities. But in reality, they're just filtering out like all the crap, right? If you're starting to feel like people are ignoring you, thank the heavens, because those are people that were breadcrumbing you or not giving to you or only showing up when they needed something, right? If you feel like the jobs are not plentiful, thank the heavens, because those are all jobs that would have taken advantage of you. And for whoever this person is that it feels like really kind of wanted that sex-based connection or wanted you to pay a bunch of attention or be available to them whenever, but then they weren't willing to match that vibe. If they're not available, thank the heavens for that too, right? Because actually what you don't realize is that person is kind of going through their own thing now that they see you're not willing to put up with their crap anymore. So with the advice being the Fool, even in regards to love, I would say just keep moving, but you have to be willing to pursue what you want, even if it means that some of these things that feel very familiar are not there with you, right? Because oftentimes I think what people don't realize about manifestation is that if you're shutting things down because they're not in alignment with the person that you imagine yourself to be in the future or what you want now, it's going to take time for the things that are meant to be with you to catch up, right? It's not like it's just like, poof, okay, I was a 5, now I'm a 10 because you're behaving like a 10, so let me show up as that, right? The wheels have to get in motion for some of these transformations to happen. And I'm not saying that whoever this is isn't meant to be a part of your life, but they have to do some work on themselves before they could even get into a space to match where you're at now, let alone where you're going, right? So just try to stay the course. I know it's a little bit frustrating, but instead of getting scared or feeling like you've kind of screwed yourself, look at all of the opportunities that are available for you and you alone and get excited about your life. Okay, I know that it's scary, but just know that you're being protected, you're being guided. If you can follow your heart, which I think that's what you did when you were shutting some of this down, if you can get back into that space, because unfortunately, when it comes to our higher selves, the angels, your guides, source, whatever you believe in, it doesn't live in the vibration of scarcity or fear or lack, right? So once you start getting into that mode, you actually disconnect from source because source can't go down there, right? It's always living in this really great high flying vibration of happiness and love. And you're kind of meandering down here in fear and scarcity and lack. You're disconnecting yourself from not only the blessings that you're ready for and that the universe is trying to give to you, but you're disconnecting yourself from your support team, like your guides that would be there to reassure you and have you feel like you can step out into this full energy. So it's time for you to really fall back on your faith if you can. Perhaps don't look with your eyes. Don't allow your mind to play tricks on you, because I'm not seeing any aces here. So I feel like a big message for you is not to look at your situation through the lens of criticism or through reality, right? And with this Seven of Cups, I know that's kind of weird because I'm a very realistic person. Being realistic is actually like my jam. But sometimes you cannot live in reality because you deserve more than what the reality of the situation is. And if you settle only for the reality of a situation, what would be left? It would be depression, right? So this is asking you to get excited about your life, get excited about all the possibilities for everything that seems to be leaving. Just know that's one more thing that's coming, right? Okay, so you got twin flames for your love message. Your passion ignites. Somebody is definitely taking a break from this connection. I don't feel like it's you. I feel like you drew a line in the sand. And I think that this person is reacting to that by withholding from you or pulling back from you. What you don't realize is they're actually leveling up in their own way. I don't know if that's exciting for you or irritating. It does look like there's the possibility of a relationship in your future, but you cannot move backwards, okay? Because this person that you're thinking about is experiencing discomfort based on what you chose to do, and that's causing them to change and elevate. So if you rush back and try to fix things with them, it's not going to give them any incentive to do anything different, okay? You got wait, don't rush into it. Allow nature to take its course. Look deep within your heart and you will feel my love. My love for you is as deep as the ocean. So the feelings are still there, even if the action is not happening or words are not being expressed. And I think that it's human nature to want to rush in and fix things when it seems like nothing's happening, but you're being asked to just trust the process. For your financial oracle, you got attracting, not chasing. And I love that, Geminis, because that feels like the energy you've been in for so long of like, love me. Don't you see how great I am? Don't you see how much work I do or how I show up? This is just knowing that what you want is coming. You don't have to look. You don't have to chase. You don't have to be any specific thing. You got anything or anyone you chase will run the other way because of the fears underlying chasing energy. Instead, attract what you need by sending out love, gratitude, and welcoming energy. So again, if you can get out of that Four of Pentacles, like I don't have enough, maybe start writing a gratitude journal for the things that are happening in your life every day. But also write a gratitude journal for all of the things that you're in the process of manifesting. And you're so grateful that they're here or that they're on their way, right? For your self-care card, you got self-respect. Respect yourself. You're the best judge of what's right. So this is the universe telling you you made the right choices, right? You were settling for less than you deserved. It was time for you to put your foot down. And even though it's a little bit scary, the universe has your back. You got power. Own your power. Every storm brings a fresh new beginning. And retreat. Take a mini retreat. Listen to the voice of your own soul. So you need to get back in touch with your higher self. Okay, you got to get out of that fear mentality. Maybe do something nice for yourself as like a way to step out on faith. If you don't have a lot of funds, take yourself out to some kind of meal and in your mind say like, I'm going out to dinner with my higher self. I'm spending this because I know that I can afford it. And this is like my act of good faith, because there's so much abundance coming in for you, Gemini. You have no idea. Like whatever you're working on, it's going to completely explode in a way that will change your life for the better. It'll change your quality of life, right? But it's also going to give you money to be able to save for future generations. So I don't know what you guys are doing, but just keep doing it because it's going to blow up. It just, right now, you're having to face yourself, your own fears, okay? And I mean, if this is about love and you guys are here for love, whatever you're working on in that respect is going to create future generations, right? So it could be that you find the person you're about to marry, you find the person that you're going to have children with. For your last oracle card, you got self-forgiveness, let go of guilt, and remember that you are God's perfect child. So I love that. Don't second guess your decision. Don't feel guilty about how you may have made somebody feel when you rejected the offer that was beneath you, right? Just stay in the I'm the fool, right? I'm the fool. The fool is literally God's child, and he's protected. She's protected through their innocence, through their desire for exploration, through their excitement about life and their wonder. They don't stop to think, oh, did I say the right thing? Should I have taken that opportunity? If I step out off this cliff, am I going to fall and die? Right? The fool is just so innocent. It's time for you to kind of get back to that, because I see you've been putting up with a lot less than what you deserve. And I see that you've been trying really hard to be everybody else's caregiver in hopes that maybe they'll match that vibe. And it looks like now you're supposed to allow the universe to take care of you and really work on that connection. Okay. All right, Gemini, this was your message. I hope it was able to provide you with clarity. I'm super excited about these cards because it looks like there's some really good stuff coming for you guys. Don't forget to check out your December love reading if you want to do a deep dive and see what's going on with this person. It seems like they're kind of holding back from you. I have the link to that, like I said, in the description box. All right, I will speak to all of you again soon. Bye.